I'm comfortable saying I have more nutritional understanding than every other YouTuber.
So, guys, I really didn't want to become the gossip channel. That was never my intention. So, the thing is, and I'll still, make videos about all kind of stuff, basically anything about health that I want to talk about. But the thing is, I feel like I'm the person that can talk about anything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I can talk about anything. I guess I'm a small enough channel to where I don't care. I'm not worried about repercussions, at least not at this point. And yeah, I'm not for censorship, so I want people to be able to have a place to go to talk about whatever they want to talk about, whether I agree with it or not. I don't have anything to sell. I don't have, books. I don't have plans on becoming some big time YouTuber with a huge following. I don't have, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those things. People have their workout programs and meal plans and recipe books, and there's nothing wrong with all that. That's just, I don't have all that. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm a mom. So yeah, I do this on my free time. And because I don't have all this other stuff that ties me to any, commitments, I'm not worried, so I can talk about whatever I want to talk about, and I like that. And yeah, so if you want to think of me as a gossip channel, that's a shame. I mean, I hate that, but I'm still going to be able to talk about things. And I try to stay neutral because, like I said, I like to give people a place to, state their opinions and everything like that. But I'm a woman, so I have my opinions, and it's kind of hard to, stay quiet on them all the time. Anyway, as far as Frankie goes, he is manipulative, and I was refraining from saying that in my previous videos, but I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. Yeah, I was refraining from saying that and that he's a liar because his following is, I mean, they are committed. They love him. Also, you can sub to people. You can watch videos and channels even if you don't necessarily love the person. Yeah, otherwise, I wouldn't watch half the channels I watch. A lot of vegan channels I watch. You're going there for the information. You're going there for, there's something you want to hear from that channel, whether it's the knowledge, whatever. But that's besides the point. I'm going to show a couple examples of how he manipulates. And I know manipulation well. I've known people that do this. And what they do is they depend on you being ignorant. And I'm not saying that in a way like you're dumb, you're stupid. No, I'm saying like you just lack the knowledge, the full picture. You know what I'm saying? So what Frank does with this is he knows not everybody knows every detail to all, what he's been doing. And there's not videos out there. I put a couple together showing some of this, but showing every little thing he's done and the steps he's taken. And you know how he attacks people immediately after they've been defending him, the carnivores and all that. Also, what even defines someone as a carnivore? Because when he first started talking about this, it was the grain-fed pushers, the grain-fed beef pushers, the ones who are promoting just buy it from anywhere, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're eating beef and water. And now it's basically anybody and everybody that isn't BFFs with him or something. Like, that's the thing. Everybody has tried to work with him, to be friendly towards him, and he'll turn right back around and just find something that he's mad about that they're secretly doing, and it makes no sense. So now it's just everybody is one side of the same coin. Like Laxmi Dairy Girl just put out a video talking about how, the conspiracy side of it, like it's the vegans and it's the carnivores, and they're all trying to take down the person in the middle who's trying to bring the truth to us. And that's Frankie. It has to be. Because anybody else talking about anything similar is just, they're copying him. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to blame everyone. Just like, go look through his videos and go look at the people he's talking about and think about it. What did they do to deserve these attacks? These are people that have never even interacted with him in most cases. And his followers are just like, yep, I think he's like leaning into the conspiracy side of this, to where he knows a lot of his followers. Well, we know about big business. We know about the global, agenda, the 2020 agenda, the WHO agendas, and he's really leaning on that. But I don't want to ramble too much about that, because it really doesn't even matter unless, like I said, you can see all of these little puzzle pieces put together and see what he's doing. You see the whole picture. But like I said, I've got a couple videos on this. I'll link them in the description if you want, somewhat of a full picture. It's not anywhere close to be able to understand him. But as far as this car goes, this Ford Taurus he's always talking about being basically given the idea that he's broke. He can't afford much. He's out there struggling, trying to fight against the big carnivore establishments, and they're not making it easy for him, because he's got them against him. He's got the vegans against him. So he's just like, he's a lone wolf, trying to fight for health and all the righteous things in the world that we want. And he's driving a shitty car. And so, people are always offering their money and like support and help. Oh man, what a great team, right? I've heard him mention before that he really could have a better car if he wanted that. I mean, that's common sense, guys. He has had multiple cosmetic surgeries and procedures that were unnecessary. So obviously, if he wanted a better car, he would get a better car. But this is just one example of how he uses these little pieces that don't seem like much. It's little things. They don't seem like much. But for people that aren't thinking about these things, it puts together this picture that he wants you to have of him. Another thing he does is using his sister as like an example. People are bullying her, and everyone knows and loves Gina, so this is a big deal. And he just sort of throws that out there with all of the accumulation of things people are doing to him, and this is like, whoa, this is below the belt. Okay, right, yeah, anybody would think that, but nobody knows what he's talking about. And why do you think that is? Why do you think he's not specific? Why do you think he doesn't name the person or people that are bullying her? Because then that gives it away. This is the manipulating tactics. This is what I'm talking about. He can't do that because he needs the general idea for people to, grasp onto.
Photos of his sister in her underwear, but you need to watch this video. He actually links a video discussing his sister's weight loss.
What's going on, guys? So it's been about a year since I've been cooking literally every single meal for my sister to help her lose weight, and she's finally at her weight loss goal. She started at 4'11", 155 pounds or so, and now she's down to about 100 pounds at 4'11". So over the course of a year, she's steadily lost a pound a week. It's important to keep in mind my sister is mentally disabled. She has no willpower, no self-discipline. I've had to do everything for her. For the most part, she can't really exercise efficiently. We haven't been exercising. And she has cheated probably at least every single week on this diet. Otherwise, it would have been done months ago. At her day program and just at these parties with these other mentally disabled kids, they eat like pigs.
So yeah, it's strange to begin with that Frank is taking photos of his sister in her underwear and uploading those photos to the internet. But his sister is also mentally disabled. She's not even mentally capable of giving consent to something like this. but he convinced his mentally disabled sister to get in her underwear, pose for him, so he can take photos, so that he can just upload these photos to Instagram and Reddit so random dudes can take a look at them. And she's quite mentally disabled. I'm not trying to be insensitive, but she is clearly not mentally capable of giving consent to something like this.
So Vegan Gains goes on to show an example of this disability and how, to state his case that she can't give consent. And this only shows how ignorant Vegan Gains is. He doesn't understand. He must not know anybody with, autism or some type of disorder like this. And Gina she is definitely smart enough to give consent, okay? So that's the only thing that has happened here. Vegan Gains is an idiot. That's it. But Frank is using this as, to keep saying people are bullying his sister. But he should point out what he's talking about. But if he did, people would know that's not necessarily people bullying your sister. This is one person who's an idiot, okay? So everybody loves Gina. We love Gina, and Vegan Gains only wished that he had the happiness this girl has. How she just lets stuff roll off her back. So yeah, this isn't really even an argument for most people. She definitely understands enough. She knows what she's doing. She has a personality. That's what Vegan Gains can't get. She's funny. She tries to be funny, and she's always joking around. She's not taking herself too seriously, but she knows what's going on. She knew she was losing weight. She knew Frank was wanting to take a picture of her before and after, and I'm sure she's very proud of her results. She understands these things. Richard probably just has zero experience with these disabilities and doesn't comprehend that people have personalities, people are happy, and there are so many variations. You can have severe retardation where somebody is banging their head against the wall and, playing in their poop. And you can have somebody that you would never even know is like slightly autistic. You would never know it. Anyway, so yeah, Frank knows this too. That's why I'm saying he's manipulating this situation. He knows that Vegan Gains is just an idiot. He knows that. And instead of talking about that, being real, he does what he does. He manipulates. And so this comment was edited, but they first were saying that, Bobby's, because he's Christian, he's hating gay people. I don't know the exact wording that she used, but that's what I was saying in response, is that I wonder if Bobby wasn't Christian, would people still see this way? Because what I took from that video that Bobby did, and I'm not saying it was wrong or right, he was pointing out the lies and the manipulation. Carnival has also talked about the line, and so if you want to check out his video, you can. I want to leave on a more positive note. I've said before that we've all done things in our past that we're not proud of. And it is okay. That's one thing that is okay that Frankie's doing, is it's okay to be ashamed or not proud of something, you've done in your past. This new politically correct SJW climate where, Vegan Gains has said, you don't need to be ashamed of being an escort. This is not real life, okay? So we as humans, the reason why we have guilt and these feelings and don't want to be just degrading ourselves and not valuing ourselves is because we want to improve. We want to do better constantly. And somebody also asked in the comment section, what if this was your son? How would you feel people sharing this footage and talking about their opinions on it? And that's a good point. What if? I guess the thing is, we can't control what people do or what people say. What we can do is try to make it so that we never do stuff like this to begin with. No matter what it is you're most ashamed of in your past, or whether you're a liar or you just feel like you need to put on this character for people and not be real, not be honest, regardless of what your issue is, and everybody has their own issues, a lot of it stems from our childhood and from whether, they were abused, whether they didn't get love, whether they were neglected, whether they were physically, mentally abused, sexually abused, whether there was, traumatic events that occurred. So, yeah, we all have our issues. We all have our problems. And all we can do, and that's part of this, what this whole community is about, is part of it is giving our kids and ourselves nourishing quality foods, because becoming deficient is part of this problem. That ties into all of it. We need to nourish our minds, our bodies, our spirits. And yeah, the best way we can do that is make sure we are raising our families in that sort of way, and that something like this doesn't happen. And it's okay to want to do better, to strive for better, and to feel guilty about your past. You can have a heart and you can forgive and love anybody, because we've all got some sort of issues. But the thing is, people especially can't stand lying and fakeness, because these are the type of people that will never own up to their stuff, So you can forgive anybody if they're willing to own up to it. And let's be honest, the real agenda, what are they trying to take from us? What are they trying to tell us to oppose? A strong, stable family, which is entirely necessary to grow strong individual adults, and nourishing foods. Like all the things that make us strong, loving, good humans. That's what's being taken from us. That's what we're being told. We can do whatever we want. We can be whatever we want. We don't have to be ashamed of anything. We can be politically correct, and SJWs who will not admit to anything we feel naturally within us. The feminist movement, telling women they can just go around and sleep with whoever they want to and not have to feel any sort of way about it, even though women are extremely different than men, and it affects us very differently for so many reasons. One of the reasons being we hold on to the sperm of every man we've been with. They don't teach that in sex ed, but here I go. Talking off on a tangent again. Basically, yeah, if you want to talk about the global agenda, what they're trying to tell us is okay, and what they're trying to take from us, it's family.
I'm comfortable saying I have more nutritional understanding than every other YouTuber.
It's a religion at this point. It's a really weird, really sad religion.